Today, we're following an evidence trail that starts with a pretty shocking claim. And believe me, it leads deep into the world of military neuroscience and what's now being called cognitive warfare.
Just let that sink in for a second. This is the allegation that kicked off this whole thing. A person's medical data, the very blueprint of their brain activity, wasn't just misused. It was allegedly stolen and turned into a weapon. And like any good investigation, it all starts with one single piece of evidence. In this case, a compact disc, a CD that supposedly went missing from a university lab containing a high-fidelity scan of a human brain. Okay, so let's start right there with the scan itself. To really get the weight of this allegation, we first need to understand what exactly was on that CD. What could possibly be so valuable and potentially so dangerous? See, this wasn't just a static picture of a brain like an X-ray. An fMRI scan captures the brain in action in real time. The data from this study created what the source calls a cognitive fingerprint, a one-of-a-kind biometric map of how this specific person's mind works under pressure. It's literally a blueprint of their tactical thought process. So where did this all start? Well, it began with a 2009 study at Mississippi State University. And this wasn't some secret project. It was publicly funded by the Department of Defense and the NIH. Volunteers were put inside a high-stress naval combat simulator while their brains were being scanned. The key takeaway here is that this all started as an official, unclassified research study. Okay, so if a unique brain scan was taken from a university lab, the next obvious question is, where did it go? And to figure that out, the evidence trail follows the people who held the knowledge. And this is where things take a turn. According to the source material, the expertise that was developed in that university lab, well, it didn't stay in academia. It moved directly into the hands of a private defense contractor. Now, take a look at this. The source material claims this shows a direct personnel pipeline. You've got Dr. Garrison, who was hands-on with the biometric data at MSU, Dr. Ejiala, whose research focused on how humans reason and work in teams, and Dr. Elmore, an expert in mapping the exact kind of neural networks that fMRIs capture. All three of them moved from academia to key jobs at one specific defense contractor, Sonalists Incorporated. So, you followed the people. The next step is always to follow the money. And this number. $6.2 million, that's the value of an active public contract. It's a contract between the Air Force Research Lab and Sonalists. Yep, the same company that hired that whole research team. And this isn't some old contract, it's active right now and runs all the way through 2029. And in case you're wondering what they're working on, they're not exactly hiding the ball. This is the actual title from a proposed research project. The language couldn't be clearer. Brain-machine interface technology to dominate cognitive warfare. It explicitly connects all the dots for us. Now, this brings us to a really crucial point. This isn't just about one company or one program. Cognitive warfare is an established, funded, and official military doctrine. And it's an idea that's been developing for decades. I mean, look at this timeline. It goes all the way back to an Air Force review in 1982 that was already exploring radio frequencies as weapons. Then you jump to 2012, DARPA is developing tech to read unconscious brain signals. Fast forward to today, and for 2026, cognitive electromagnetic warfare is an official $44 million line item in the defense budget. And just so we're clear, this isn't just talk or planning for the future. What you're looking at right here is a real development schedule from the Army's 2026 budget. It shows active, ongoing work on these systems. The development is happening right now. So, if the technology is real and the doctrine is in place, the next logical question is, how is it actually deployed? The source material alleges there's an operational framework for this, and it calls it the civilian kill chain. You might have heard of a kill chain. It's a standard military term for the process of an attack. Find, fix, track, target, engage, assess. Well, the civilian kill chain supposedly adapts that same process, but the goal isn't to blow up a building. The goal is to disrupt the thought processes and social fabric of a population. Let's just break down how this allegedly works. In normal warfare, you find enemy tanks with a satellite. In this model, you map psychological weak spots using mass data surveillance. Instead of targeting with a missile, the claim is you target the brain with directed energy,
microwaves, radio frequencies. And instead of assessing bomb damage, you assess the psychological breakdown of your target. It's chilling.
So how would you even pull something like this off? Well, the system is allegedly built on layers of plausible deniability. In Tier 1, you have contractors like Sonalists building the AI model from the cognitive data. In Tier 2, you have classified subcontractors who just handle the hardware. And in Tier 3, private security firms do the on-the-ground surveillance. The whole structure is designed so that no single group ever has the full picture.
Okay, so when you lay all of these pieces out, the missing data, the people who moved, the doctrine, the money, and this alleged operational framework, the source material argues it all points to one thing: a direct call for a real investigation.
Which, of course, brings us to the single most important question that any investigator, any journalist has to ask. After hearing all of these claims, where is the hard, verifiable proof? And that's the thing. The source material doesn't just make claims, it actually provides an investigative roadmap. It suggests concrete, public record-based steps. Demand the data plan from the university, file a targeted FOIA request for that specific Air Force program, track the academic papers of the scientists involved, and trace the federal contracts from Sonalists down to its subcontractors. These are all things that can be done.
The core message here is pretty blunt. This isn't a sci-fi movie. The claim is that the documents are out there, the contracts are active, and the people are in their jobs right now. The only thing that's missing is the investigation.
This explainer was put together using the Liberation Archives, which is a project of the Neuropsychological Warfare Alliance, or NPWA. You can find out a lot more at their website, neuropsychowarfare.org. They're urging people to join the alliance and to support victims of neurowarfare, Havana syndrome, and what are known as anomalous health incidents.